is Everglades City, guys. It might just be a very quick video since it looks like the situation here in Everglades City is so bad that they may not be allowing people to come in who are not residents due to the storm surge flooding. So we may be having a situation here where we may not be allowed to come in. We'll see if they'll let press through. Just ask if they'll let press through or not. It may just be, we'll see if they try to stop us or anything. Are they gonna stop you? Slow down.
You slow down?
Need some supplies or?
We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
You good?
Thank you,
Yeah.
officer.
Okay. Just drive across the sidewalk.
Thank
there.
you. Drive on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Right through there. Make sure you don't get stuck.
Yeah.
Okay, they let us in. I mean, there may be looting or something. This is a small town in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So we
Okay.
can drive on the road.
Go really slow. Take it right here.
Okay.
Well, they're letting scrappers through, so they're letting people in.
Yeah.
Just don't.
If they let scrappers through, they'll let
Yeah.
anyone through.
There's scrappers picking up stuff, so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there was a storm surge. Don't hit the stuff either. Go.
No, I'm good. I'm far enough away.
So Everglades City was also hit by the storm surge. Not a surprise because there was storm surge all through US 41 in the Everglades. So it was just expected that they would get the storm surge here too. Luckily that it doesn't seem like every structure was hurt. So it's just normal storm surge situation here in Everglades City. Take a left here. When these trucks pass, let them pass. Take a left. And guys, I'm tired of reading comments of people saying, you know, why are you going in these places and all that. There's people that have properties and they're out of state and they haven't been able to know what's going on with their family, their friends. So we're providing an incredibly useful service with these videos. So I'm tired of people reading comments like, you know, you're getting in the way of efforts or whatever. They're just talking to the neighbors. We're doing a service with these videos, an incredible service. That's why our channel's never in the history of our YouTube channel, it's never got this many views, and possibly will never get this many views ever again because the content that we're putting out is so valuable. People are just catching up with their neighbors. It's okay. It's a small town. There's no need to rush. You know, the service that we're providing here is valuable, and there's people that haven't been able to check on their properties, haven't been able to check on their family. They want to see if the towns they're from are still around. So this is a very, very useful service we're providing with these videos. So anyway, somebody's always going to criticize you doing no matter what. No matter what you do, there's always going to be somebody criticizing. So as far as my channel, I've done probably 5 or 6 videos here in Everglades City before this all happened, and I know people subscribe to my channel because of the Everglades videos. So we have an audience that cares about this town and they want to see if their family's okay, if their hometown's okay. They might live in a different state now and all that, and they might miss home and want to know how their town made it. So I know the news is covering all the big stuff, so we're also going to focus a little bit on the places that are kind of might not get me the most views, but at least might be the most meaningful to our audience. So when it comes to our audience, this is a place my audience cares about a lot. So like I said, there's always going to be somebody that's going to have a problem with whatever you're doing. Like I said, I feel like I've done so many videos in Chokoloskee and Everglades City that I feel like you know, I've earned my stripes to be able to come in here after a hurricane because I've done so many. How many times have we done videos in this town?
All the time. We love coming
We
here.
love coming out here. This is the place that I care about. So if I care about it, I'm sure our audience does as well. So it hasn't been too many comments like that. That's the good thing. The vast majority of people are swallowing up the content and they're excited about what we're doing. Luckily, there wasn't any wind damage here. It was just storm surge. These are some tough people here in the Everglades. This isn't a walk in the park town. These are some of the toughest people you're ever gonna meet. Take a right here.
Right.
You can see the Salvation Army's here with food. Just take a right and go past it. Don't.
Yeah.
This is Salvation Army's here giving food to people. Thank you. We're good. Take a left. Go around the back of the building.
Okay.
Go straight out. That way.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do this work. Like, it's really, like, yesterday I had my dad with me, and my dad was like, "Well, see, I gotta go home. I can't look at this." You know, I brought my dad with me for work yesterday, so it's a little tough what we're doing here. We're going down the main street, and we'll go along the water, see what they do along the water with the boats. But the news is never gonna come to Everglades City because they don't care about, you know, they're trying to get the, you know, are those bales? They got bales in there. So, the news is never going to come to Everglades City. They don't give a crap about the real Florida. You know what I mean? They don't care about this out here, guys. They care about the big views, you know? This is, to them, this is insignificant out here to the news, you know?
This isn't really a place you may have heard of.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it's insignificant to the news, but I know to my subscribers, this is important. If you're from
town
Florida,
in
you know
Florida
this
history
is incredible.
is incredible.
Yeah. I wonder how much money's floating around here.
I don't know.
Find a bunch of money floating around. This town back in the 70s and 80s and stuff, way before I was even born, the government came in and they arrested like 250 people for bringing in square groupers and white groupers and all types of groupers were being caught out here. But you can see a big giant deck just landed over here. That's crazy.
I can go around.
Go real slow. Go real slow. But of course, the news doesn't care about a place like this. But if you're from Florida, you know the state of Florida's history. You're out in these woods looking for money right now. You're out in these canals looking for a big bag of money. $100 bills from the 80s. Who knows how much of that money's still around? Us scrappers gonna do really good. Those scrappers that are driving around, they're gonna do great, man.
You can still see the storm surge remnants on the road.
I guess worst. I bet Chokoloskee is gonna be really bad.
Yeah.
Go around the loop and then our car's so filthy. I can't believe we're doing this not in the truck. Don't drive on the mud. Don't drive on the mud. But Everglades City, man, this place has an incredible history, and our subscribers have loved our videos. I also have a few buddies that, you know, I used to come fishing over here a lot, and I made some interesting relationships out here over the years fishing. These are the type of people that give you a shirt off their back, man. These people, they're a different breed of people. You know, they're the type of people that give you a shirt off their back. These are real swamp cowboys is what I call them. These people are tough.
The real Floridians.
Real Floridians out here. Like, this is the real. This is a whole different. These people are tough, man. You're talking about a community that originally was nothing but subsistence fishing. There was nothing out here, and I think this was originally the seat of Collier County. The government seat of Collier County was originally out here, if I'm not mistaken, before. But then they got hit by a hurricane that was so bad that they moved it to East Naples because it was higher ground. I believe that's the story. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. Let's go into Chokoloskee. Take a right.
Right here?
Not here, the next one.
At the stop sign?
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to let you through. See if you can get through. Yeah, storm surge there wasn't wind damage. There was a storm surge.
I don't think they're blocking.
But go figure, the water that came through here, you're good. The water that came through here made it all the way to US 41. What, 12 miles further in?
Yeah.
We saw storm surge 30 miles inland in the Everglades where it's just flat. There's no, you know, where it's flat in the Everglades, we saw storm surge as far as 30 miles inland. So all that water came through here first. Go figure how much of a river this was. Okay, you can pass this car. He's probably just working. Pretty good. Knock the horn, flick him off.
No.
I'm just playing. I'm not even gonna do that.
I wouldn't do that.
You can pass him, baby. He's either surveying or... Go ahead and pass him, please.
Okay.
Go behind the white truck, go. Watch out for the next truck.
Okay.
You gotta wake up, boy.
Yeah, I know.
You're scared of F-350. You know how bad you have to be driving
To scare
an F-350 and you're in a Camry?
Yeah.
These condos here, a lot of destruction there.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a lot of wind. Get in the slow lane now, please, so that truck can pass you.
Yeah.
He's not gonna pass you. He's scared. He's like,
Oh,
I ain't gonna pass this person, and I'm gonna stay back here where it's safe. Do you know how bad you have to be driving for somebody in an F-350 to be scared of you? It's hot. The phone's hot already, and it's only recording 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Turn the AC up a little bit, see if I can keep it cool. But you know, no wind damage. Storm surge definitely.
Yeah. Well, they were turning too, so.
But keep in mind, this community, the only thing this community has going for is tourism, airboat rides. If you've ever, when things go back to normal, if you've never been down here, come on down here and get an airboat ride. You know, or if you want to go fishing, hire one of these captains. These are the best captains. Okay, it's 45 right here,
Yeah,
going 30.
I'm going up.
These are the best fishing captains in the state of Florida. I mean, only other place you're gonna find better captains or captains of this level are the ones that go offshore in the southeast coast and the ones out by Homosassa and all that. But as general terms, these are some of the most knowledgeable captains in Florida. I mean, these captains here, they know this. These are the 10,000 islands are here. So these are captains that know a backwater that is incredibly. I don't blame them. I really don't.
Okay.
You can see the grass is dying, so it looks like wherever there's storm surge, it kills most vegetation that touches it.
And out here is where there's really good fishing too.
Yeah, great fishing. But if you come out here, when things come back to normal a little bit, you can hire a captain from out here, and these guys will take you fishing in the backwaters. There's snook, tarpon. I mean, there's no limit to the fishing out here. Even grouper. I've caught grouper here. I've caught groupers and snook out here like crazy. So if you like fishing, you like nature, when things go back to normal, even by a few months by now, probably a few months, man,
Maybe even a few weeks.
these guys will get running again. Come on out here and fish these waters, and you know, these guys, they got stories to tell. This is the Everglades out here, so you know, get some good story time, and on top of that, incredible fishing. Some of the best fishing in Florida out here, if not the best fishing in Florida, because here you got an ecosystem that's pretty much unlike anything else in the country. It's incredible. So make sure there's also the Smallwood Museum. Let's go and I want to see that. That's one thing. I've seen a few things that to me were really meaningful landmarks in South Florida done. I really want to see if the Smallwood Museum is okay. I haven't got any news out of this part of Florida yet. But you can see pretty much the grass died. That means that the water came right over the road here. And it's been a difficult little run for Southwest Florida. And I do want to start going into the places that I know other YouTubers don't seem to care about or know about. And where it's awesome that the police offered supplies. You know, I think with this emergency, the response has been incredible. Incredible response from local law enforcement compared to other hurricanes we've gone through.
Yeah.
The response in this storm has just been incredible. You can start to see a lot of debris on the side of the road. Slow down when you get to the Chokoloskee. Okay, so this is Chokoloskee, which is just south of Everglades City. I think there's only like 400 people that live here. And again,
It's still real Florida here.
Yeah. Now, I knew a captain here, but I haven't seen him in a while. It is extreme low tide right now. Lowest low tides I've seen in a while. But you know, tourism is great out here. You know, people will buy and a lot of these houses are on stilts, so it's like they're not losing. A lot of these aren't losing everything; they're losing what they had on the base level. There's RV parks out here. Dude, the amount of scrap metal is insane. I don't know what the prices are. Havana Cafe, so it's a Cuban restaurant, cash only.
And it's open.
Maybe we can eat here and support local business today. You want to do that?
We definitely
I
could.
don't know if they were able to keep their power on or whatever, but
Yeah.
one of my biggest fears after these storms is just that if you eat food somewhere,
Yeah.
that it's still going to be fresh. It wasn't something that thawed it out and then they you know what I mean? They refroze it or something. That always worries me a lot. But you can get gator bites here too. If you've never eaten alligator, it's a delicacy in Florida, especially in little islands, places like this.
I'm gonna turn.
Yeah, you go towards the Smallwood. And people here, they got airboats too. So airboats, they can go over land and water. If it's wet, they'll just. If you've never seen these things, there it is right there. You can get an airboat ride out here. There's an airboat right there. The loudest thing you ever heard. Dude, the scrap metal guys are gonna have a feast. I put up a new little single wide. Me and Katie were secretly looking at buying land up here because Naples is so expensive, and we kind of like fishing in the Everglades more than anything.
Yeah.
Me and Katie were secretly looking at buying some land up here. We haven't really moved on
Well, we're always looking at stuff.
but there's a few high points here in Chokoloskee. I think this mountain right here has got some pretty good elevation, so not everything.
They put all the boats there.
Yeah, they put all their boats and cars up on this mound here. A lot of it's still up there, cars and boats, but wow, it took out the coconut tree. That's crazy.
I do see cars up there.
Hopefully the Smallwood made it.
It looks like it did, but when you get
Crazy,
closer,
a coconut tree down. Wow. We'll see how. Hopefully the Smallwood made it.
Okay.
That'll just be one more thing for me to be happy about if it made it.
It looks like it made it.
Looks like it made it, man. And they got a food truck here. We got cash. Is it a Jamaican food truck? What is it?
Just a boat grill or
They
something.
made it.
They made
They're
it.
good. Back up and pull up.
I can go
Go
around
around
a
the
little
circle,
too.
All right, so it looks like the
The
museum made
boat
it.
broke though.
Yeah, the museum made it. Extreme low tide. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the museum's okay. Great place to snowbird too. If you just want a place like really off the beaten path, like just totally out of the way type of place, this would be it. This is the real Florida for real though. When people say the real Florida, this is, look how high the water came to here.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Hey, that's for rent. That's for rent. What do you rent? Want to rent a mobile home out here?
It's up to you.
I can live my dream out.
Yeah. But
Is
we
there a
also
phone
have to
number?
work, love.
Huh?
We also gotta love.
Work?
Yeah.
Dude, you're halfway between Naples and Miami.
Sure.
You could be on the East Coast or on this coast. This would be my dream to live out here. This is what I used to do. I might not even get any work done if I lived out here.
That's the problem.
I wouldn't get any work done out here. Want to go back and look at that for sales for rent sign though? Let's go back.
Yeah,
there aren't really too many for rent signs like party.
No.
You know, like we've been looking for a place for me to live out here, and it's high enough. I mean, the storm surge didn't get to it.
Yeah.
The storm surge here was huge because you can see the mark. You can just let
them do what they're gonna do, and then I can
you
just
can
turn
go
in a
around the
driveway.
block,
Yeah.
Let's see it. I'm gonna take a picture of the phone number and we'll ask them how much it is.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like the storm surge didn't make it to it.
No. It looks
There's
like
a block, so you can go around. You can go around that way. There's a street on the left you can take.
Chokoloskee.
You can go to the right too, yeah. I can't believe that's how high the storm surge came. You can see the line where the garbage stopped. That's absolutely wild that the storm surge would come up that high. Can you imagine me living out here?
Yeah,
Do they have internet? Well, we don't have internet where we have now. What's the difference? Take a right. Is it open? I can go to the right. Go to the right.
Sure.
Go right to there, yeah. Make sure don't hit those rocks.
Yeah.
Go. Don't stall out in the road. Go all the way up. Well, the thing is too, with all the people that had their houses destroyed, I'm sure they're gonna be able to rent it out to a local person.
Yeah.
I think we skip on it.
Yeah.
Somebody here's gonna need it more than we will.
That's what I was
Yeah.
trying to.
Somebody here will need it more than we will. Some of these mobile homes are pretty high.
Yeah.
I love all the junk they got out here, bro. Golden Gate Fire Rescue? Oh, dude, that is historic. That's awesome. Alright, let's go out. But I couldn't believe how high that storm surge came.
Yeah.
So it really is true that there were places to the right, Katie, to the right.
You want to go see it?
Yeah, we're leaving.
Okay.
We're leaving. We're gonna take a right and a right. Take a right here. Go figure then. That's how high that storm surge came. That's incredible. So there were spots that got that, you know, that's what they said, 18-foot storm surge or whatever. I don't know how high it really was out here, but crap, that's pretty high. See how they have it fenced in? Wow, that high! Look at the water line.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So what was this, like a 12, 14-foot storm surge? Because we're on top of the mountain right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Cuban restaurant's open.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, bro. We're on top of the mountain here. This is a little bit higher, so they had a massive storm surge. That's wild. These are the places the news won't even report on. Just a random share there. Yo, that is just terrifying. Let me see if I can see on the electrical post if I can find the watermark. Get an idea how high the water came through here. I mean, you can see up to the trees at least, what, 6 feet? Just right where the trees are brown. I can't believe on the fence you could actually see on the fence where the garbage stopped coming to. But yeah, if you ever come to Florida for the winter, you gotta check this town out. You know, come out here, get an airboat ride, or get a manatee tour, or just, you know, the captains, they got everything ready. They got fishing poles ready. They know where the fish are. They'll put you onto the fish, and you're pretty much good to go. You're gonna have some of the best fishing you could ever imagine. There's great seafood restaurants here. Lots of history. So if you ever want to see like the real Florida, I definitely recommend you come out here and get to view this area, Everglades City and Chokoloskee. I definitely just can't stress it enough how much of an authentic Florida experience it is to be out here. Even this bridge here, when I used to come here, one of my favorite fishing spots is right here on this bridge. I've caught grouper, I've caught snook. There was one day I came and there was a group of guys from Miami and they were using Rapala suspending lures and they were snook after snook, grouper, snook, snook. I was like, wow, what are you guys using? So they showed me the lures that they were using, and they were using suspending lures, and I started using those and that did really well for me. But the thing about a suspending lure is you gotta know where to use them. Usually underneath bridges where the water's moving, they do really well. If the water's not moving, then it's a little bit more challenging if the water's not moving to use that type of lure. But if the water's moving, like underneath a bridge or a pass, somewhere where there's motion, water's in motion already, there you can use suspending lures really well. They don't work well everywhere. They also work great offshore. They were catching mackerel by the handful in Naples on suspending lures. And slow down when you get to Everglades City. But it's hard out here. I mean, this area here was all about subsistence fishing, and then the federal government started to put up regulations and stuff, and the locals just weren't able to. I mean, imagine a place that lived off of subsistence fishing, and the federal government puts in all these regulations for commercial fishing and for fishing. Like, I think it was like in the late 70s or something. I'm not sure when, but at that point, there's entire docks right there on the side of the road. They put in these regulations, and these people were doing subsistence fishing. The only thing they had was fishing. So when all the regulations came in, imagine, look, this place is like, what, 45 minutes from Naples. You know, this place is 45 minutes from Naples. Now with good roads and stuff. Slow down, baby. Slow down. You're going too fast. Slow down. You know, so you're talking a place that made nothing but subsistence fishing. They're living off the land for real, and or the seabed area. All these regulations came in, and people had nothing to. They had no way of making a living. They weren't going to starve, so at that time, they had really put a lot of pressure on Miami. The Cubans and the Colombians had pretty much had Miami burnt out on the other coast, so this coast was perfect. And when the federal agents would try to stop them, the federal agents were coming from out of the area, and only these guys know. There's places here where if you're coming down, let's say you're driving down these it's called the 10,000 islands, so go figure, there's 10,000 islands in here. You're coming through there, and the local fishermen, they knew the waterways well, but when they send the federal agents to try to stop the boats, they would get stranded on oyster bars and stuff. So the local fishermen, I mean, it takes a lifetime to learn these waterways. Go that way. It takes a lifetime to learn these local waterways. You know, where the oyster bars are and stuff. So the federal forces, no matter what they did, they would grab their brand new boats and slam them against the oyster bars, and the fishermen, they were just making a killing. In fact, I lived in North Naples. And in North Naples, where I used to live, they got power back on some of these. In North Naples, where I used to live, there's also canals. In some of those canals, the same thing that was happening here was happening up in North Naples, where I wasn't even born yet, but my neighbors, like the old neighbors, like the old school neighbors that grew up in Naples, they'd always tell me stories about, in the 70s, how it would go down and all that. So I always heard stories about boats coming in, and they'd fill up a whole truck, you know what I mean? Interesting stories, that I would hear in North Naples, because where I lived in North Naples, the Cocohatchee River came through there. So all those old guys, they'd always, like my neighbors, one day, I would be playing out with the kids, we'd be playing outside, and we'd be like 13 years old, and the old guy would, come here, little kid, you ever burned, whatever, and like, wow, when I was your age, I used to help my dad load a whole truckload, Slow down, baby, slow down. And just like that, being on the river in Wiggins Pass, I would always hear the old timers tell stories like that. And nowadays, it's a little different. Of course, you're not gonna do that today. But back then, that's how it went down. And so, I mean, just based off the stories that I heard in North Naples, I can only imagine here being much more further south, much more isolated, how much more they went through here, of that situation. It's just an interesting old time stories, man. Slow down more. So we're actually able to get in here. A lot of places you're not going to get in and out. A lot of these coastal communities, you're not going to be able to get in or out. So somehow we're able to get in here, no problems. Yeah, old guys would always tell stories about all that type of stuff. But when they burnt out Miami and they couldn't get in and out anymore, then it became about over here. And when it became out over here, Cubans, Colombians, and these people that are from here, you know, they made more money than you could fit inside a refrigerator probably back in the day. This, you know, the real cowboy days when things were wilder. I wonder if you can see the watermark on this bridge. Let's see if you can see it. So if you can't see the watermark, does that mean it was above the bridge? Unbelievable. Oh, you can see so many manatees here. Just about every time we come out here, we've seen manatees. I can't see the water on. Maybe they've already cleaned it. Alright, that's Everglades City, guys. Place with an interesting history and strong, very strong people that will recover their town, build back bigger, better. Check it out from beautiful Everglades, Florida.